Hey there, Regina Antler here, and it is time for Tips and Tricks Tuesday. So, in the past, we've talked about AI and we've talked about using ChatGPT, and I did a little demo on ChatGPT. I just want to ask you a question. Have you met Bard yet? Bard is Google's AI. And when you think about all the different tools coming out with AI, there's just tons of them, and there's new ones coming out every day. They're being updated every day. There's so much cool stuff coming out to help support you in creating your content and or doing whatever it is you want to do. Because there's tools out there to do images, to do videos, to do text to videos, to there's all kinds of things to create slide decks. There's tons of different tools that are out there that are all AI that you could literally, you could create all the content for a slide deck and then say, put it into one of the slide deck AIs and say, here's all the text. Go create slides that go with this. So it's really cool stuff that's out there, and it's just getting better and better. So I want to talk today about using Bard. If you haven't tried Bard yet, you need to check it out. Here's the thing about ChatGPT. ChatGPT, if you're using the free version, it's only current up to, I believe, September 2021. It's not pulling live data. Bard is Google. So Bard is actually pulling live information. So if you want live stats, you want live information, you want current stuff, Bard is your place to go. Bard your guy. So I'm actually going to do a little demo here because there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do here on Bard. And before I get into a little demo, I want to tell you, Bard is kind of like they call the Bard experiment here, and they've added extensions which I've recently loaded. And if you use Google Docs, Google Mail, Gmail, Google Drive, any of that kind of stuff, you can now actually go to Bard and get all kinds of information for whatever it is that you're doing inside of all the Google tools. So it's literally wrapping around all the Google tools. And as of today, they actually just put more updates in. They call it the most capable model yet. They've got more information with Google Apps. Bard can now retrieve and help you work real time with info from Maps, YouTube, hotels, and flights. Are you using Trivago or Expedia or something like that? Bard can get you information now too, and it can get you more information because you can actually tell it exactly what you're looking for. How cool is that? I'm so excited about it. Can you tell? And then there's like the Gmail, the Docs, the Drive, all the things. They're putting in a ton of information on here. So let's go back to Bard. And just for giggles, let's go put in, and I can show you, it's very much like ChatGPT. So if you've used ChatGPT in the past, Bard is, very, very much kind of the same setup. And so, I have somebody's out here watching right now, and yes, love this. Yes, I do too. So when you're looking at ChatGPT, it's you put a prompt in and it gives you the info. Again, ChatGPT, September 2021, it's pulling from sources. Bard is pulling from literally Google. So if you go out and do a Google search, it's pulling from that information because that's what it has access to. It's Google's AI. So if I put in here, list 5 reasons why a new business consultant needs to hire their own business consultant. How does that sound? Hey, kind of a little trick question there, right? Let's see. List 5 reasons why a new business consultant needs to hire their own business consultant. Let's see what Bard comes up with. Bard is thinking. Wow. So here we go. So here's 5 reasons to gain a fresh perspective and expertise, implement new processes and systems efficiently, develop a strategic plan for growth, get help with marketing and sales, get support and accountability. I love these tips. These are great tips. I would absolutely use these tips. Now, just like any other AI, I always tell people integrity and ethics, right? So always look at what any AI gives you and make sure especially if you're like putting something together for a course or something like that, and you're pulling in info, you want to make sure it's not copyrighted info or you're not plagiarizing, anything like that. So AI is so cool for research. Use it as it's intended to be used. It's not intended to write your book for you. It's not intended so that you type something in and say, write a book about, and then you just cut and paste that into, the Amazon Kindle format and start selling it. That's wrong. And actually Amazon's catching up on that and kind of putting a squash on that lately because of all the books that people have been generating with AI. Remember, AI is just a tool. AI is not human. It is not you. It doesn't have your emotions. It doesn't necessarily have your voice. You can teach it to be more in your voice. However, it's still not you. So make sure that when you use these AI tools, that you're using them in such a way that it's integrity based and it's also ethical. Okay. So little service announcement there, done with. So yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff here. So this is one of the new things that Bard put out here. Double check Bard's response. This button helps you assess Bard's responses by using Google search to find content that's likely similar or different. So you can actually go through, and I was just saying ethics and copyrighted material and plagiarizing and that kind of thing. So I can say, I'm going to highlight this and come down here and say, I'm going to say, double check that. Where did you get that information from? And so Bard's going to look at it. It's getting so everything that's highlighted here, we're going to understand the results. So Google statement found that's likely similar to the statement. So they went and searched Google and said, there's something out there that is pretty similar in wording. So that's one of those things you might want to go double check and say, okay, so I don't want to use copyrighted material of somebody else. I don't want to say exactly what they said. I want to say it in my words. And so you may want to go back and make sure that you're getting the information the way you need to get it. And hopefully you've been able to hear me because I just realized that my microphone was not really connected. So the Google search found the content is likely different from the statement or didn't find relevant content. So if there's any of that color, and there isn't in this particular one, then it tells you. So you can actually go back, and it's so super cool because it gives you everything that you need to make sure that you're not using copyrighted material, plagiarized material. All you need to do is go, okay, well, all right, if this stuff is here, it tells me where it found it. Middlemarketcenter.org is where it found a line that's either exactly like that or similar to it. So it might be great information. And it might be information that you're like, I agree with that. That's what I would teach as well. However, you might want to put it in your words. So hopefully this gives you a little bit more insight. I love Bard because of this feature right here. It tells me, it makes my work so much easier instead of trying to go into ChatGPT and then copy and paste the information of that into Google and then find out, is it copyrighted? Is it plagiarized? Is there something else going on? With Bard, because it's Google, it does it for me. It'll tell you. So if I click on this one here, this one found similar content like this on LinkedIn. So you can go and see where it is. Resourcesworkable.com. So it found that information on other sites. That's where it pulled information from. So this is information that it's like, well, while AI created this stuff here, just it created it. So that's not this stuff here that's in green was found in other places on the internet. So you might want to reword some stuff or change some stuff around. So this is one of the really, really super cool things about Bard. And it works just like every other AI. You can start scrolling down and say, okay, please create a tip sheet to share on social media with, we're going to say based on the content above. Let's see what Bard comes up with for a tip sheet. It's thinking about it. So now it just kind of formatted it into tip sheet format with overall hiring a business consultant. Yeah, so did it change it that much? It really didn't change it all that much. Now, this is one where you can say, take this information and put it into ChatGPT. And I do use these, I kind of go back and forth between them. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go over to ChatGPT and I'm going to say, I'm going to post that information in there. And I hit enter, and that was not the right thing to do there. So let me go back, because I can do this. And I'm going to say this. All right, so see how now in ChatGPT, it's actually formatting it. And I told it to put it on social media, and on social media, people use a lot of emojis. So since I told it to do it on social media, ChatGPT is now formatting that information. It took the information from what I pulled from Bard, and now it's actually formatting it into a sheet that I could use for a message on Facebook or LinkedIn or wherever you want to go with it. So, and it puts all the emojis and makes it look pretty and all that kind of stuff. So this is why I go back and forth with the different tools. So if you are thinking about about using AI, you might want to consider, bouncing back and forth. I would say start in Bard. Make sure the information is correct, not copyrighted, not plagiarized, and then clean up the info to the way you want it, and then put it into ChatGPT and tell it to format it into the format that you want. And you'll get this pretty little thing that you can now put out there. And once it's in ChatGPT, it's already set. It should already be in your words because you've corrected the stuff already. So it should be almost ready to go at that point. So you can see how much AI can save you a ton of time. So Bard is the coolest kid in town. So go over here, check out Bard. It's bard.google.com, and have some fun, play around, put some information in there that you already have and see what it does with it. So that's what I've got for you today. We'll see you next week on Tips and Tricks Tuesday. Bye for now.